Hello, welcome back to Ratropolis. Shall we? I think it's Navigator today, right? Let me move it a little closer here. Hopefully, I don't need to use the keyboard today. However, yesterday's episode did require a moment of trying very hard to stay alive. I don't have too many of those moments in this game. Usually, everything is settled, right? There's not usually a whole lot of situations where something goes terribly wrong and I have to recover, because things going terribly wrong typically are my own fault. Anyway, how you doing today? How's it going? Me, I am alright. It is Friday today. Saturday for yourself. Hope you're having a good weekend. So usually when I record these episodes, it is like recently I've also been doing Monster Train first for whatever reason. Today I'm doing Ratropolis first in my chronology, but also usually I wake up, I go like have some coffee or something like that, and then I start recording the episodes that I'm of like Monster Train and Ratropolis. However, today is different because it's 1 p.m. and I woke up about, I don't know, 5 minutes ago maybe. So this is as fresh as I can be. Prepare yourself, this could be it. I could make any number of terrible moves that just cost me the run here, like taking that market instead of this tannery. But I'm meeting a friend for lunch, and she lives like a normal, actual life where she wakes up at reasonable times. 2,000 gold for 2 military cards is really good. So, because I'm meeting her for lunch, she wanted to meet at like, I don't know, 2 o'clock. So I was like, yeah, sure. Because I, pretend like I can actually function that early in the day, which I can, right? It's going to throw me off a little bit. I'm going to have to record Monster Train a little later. But that's alright. But I'm just making sure that I get this episode finished at least, so I don't have 2 things to record later tonight. Which is fine, right? Even if I had 2 things to record, it's not like I'm like, oh man, day's ruined, I have to record Monster Train later tonight. However, it'll be fine, I'm sure. I was gonna do it last night, but I fell into the classic trap of just playing too much League of Legends instead. My friend and it was like 1 a.m. and I was like, all right, I'm gonna play one more game, just one more, and then until we win, and then I'm gonna call it a night. And then I ended up playing till like 4 a.m. because we just kept losing, and it wasn't like, haha, we lost, and it was a close one. It was like, wow, we lost, and that felt terrible. A classic. I need to be playing these cheeses at a loss. Spitters. We're at 1,000 gold. Okay. But yeah. Not a ton else going on. Got the charity stream tonight. I mean, I'm very as with everything new, I'm very nervous about it. What a surprise, right? I'm concerned overall, but it should be fine. I've been talking about it, right? It's like, oh yeah, even if I make no money, it was for a good cause at least. So what am I complaining about, right? My big problem is that I don't have any good incentives to do. I don't do stuff like that. Like, I don't do incentives. I don't incentivize people to donate or subscribe. I just play the games. Which is why it's like, what the hell are we doing here? Alright, we get two weapons. So, I picked a shoe market. You may think you know what I'm going to pick off of that. However, since I picked that shoe market, I had a change of heart. I want to take Banneret, of course, and I want to take crossbow. I'm going to play crossbow banners on this one, because I like crossbow banners a lot. It's fun. But yeah. I would say come check out the stream tonight, but it was yesterday. I gotcha. Unless I just randomly upload this at 5:30. I am going to remove grain. We have a lot of population that needs to be played out. And I'm going to start taking houses. But yeah. It's, hopefully it went well. By the time this is published, it is over. I don't know. I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to do for my stretch goals, or like my incentive goals, because I don't know. This is the big problem. This is what's plagued me. If I had incentives that I was like, oh yeah, I could do this, this, and this, I would probably not even be concerned about it. I would say, once again, this is tonight, so unfortunately, I do not have time to ask for suggestions. But you know, other than that, not much else. My friend and I, we've been going out to get food every now and then. I think it's like once or twice a month we've been going, basically. I am not like initiating because of the pandemic, but if she wants to go out, I'll go. And we don't go and eat in the restaurant. We just like grab food and then go eat in the parking lot. Although I'm not even sure I'm gonna eat this time. She was like, "Where do you want to go?" And I was like, "I don't know, Arby's." And she went, "Sure." Because every time we've gone so far, it's been Buffalo Wild Wings, and I'm just like, I don't want wings anymore. I don't know what I want. The ability to go to a restaurant without the fear of catching a virus and spreading it to everyone I know. That's mainly what I want, come to think of it. Actually, yeah, I do know what I want. I figured it out. That was a tough one. But you know, one day it'll end and this will all be behind us. I fucking hope. I've heard some people say they think this is going to be the rest of our lives, and I'm like, why would you say something like that to me? This, like, it's gonna have to end eventually, I hope. Just checking if we got butterfly event. Oh shit, dude, we've been doing it for like, what, 4 months now? Nah, 3 months. It was like end of March. A lot of times I'm like, man, it really doesn't feel like it's June, and then I remember that we basically just lost a quarter of this year to quarantine, right? Like, everyone's just kind of been, what's there to do? Nothing. Can't go anywhere. Can't do anything. It's literally like basically everyone's life just gets put on hold. No, nothing you can do about it. And honestly, it's kind of nice that we are in a place where we can just like put life on hold, you know? It's like we can, for the most part, just stop and still have most people, really like have everyone be able to eat, hopefully. Well, everyone would have the capacity to eat, whether or not we get the, you know, this is getting into, you know, a little different territory. I'm not gonna go down that mental path, but so you understand what I'm saying. It's nice that we don't live in a society where it's like, you know, oh, gotta go out and hunt. Oops, I caught the coronavirus from this boar. That's what I'm going with that one. I'm gonna remove guards from this deck. Guards doesn't need to be in here. Money. Banner at crossbow, I'm pretty sure wins, and I think it wins like pretty well because they will. The crossbows will always just walk up. I won't ever die to the melee AI, which is the main reason I wanted to go this. I could have gone treasure hunter as well, but crossbow, crossbow's cheaper. Crossbow gets in, like, transitions into easier because it's only one population. Anything else going on? Nah, not really. I mean, you know. Really just nothing, right? Just chilling. Hanging tight. Playing some more Ratropolis. The viewership has been crazy on the Monster Train stuff lately. I'm very glad. If you watch Monster Train, like if you found me through Monster Train and you're also watching these videos, because I think there have to be at least a few people who did that, because the viewership of Ratropolis is up as well. Like, what used to be a good episode of Ratropolis is now just like the average episode. And Monster Train, like my last Monster Train video has like 700 views, which is absurd. Like that's you know, I think every creator says something to the effect of, this is more than I would ever expect at least once in their life when they're going through the creation process. And to a certain extent, it's not wrong, right? Because there's no guarantee that you ever make it anywhere past. Wow, look at these guys just rip these waves apart. There's no guarantee that you ever make it past like the 0 viewer threshold, right? I could make content and just be screaming into the void for my entire life, right? So I'm very glad to have made it to a position that is not the case, right? We have people on the YouTube, people on the Twitch, decent numbers overall. But, you know, my friend is being all like, oh my god, viewership's crazy, we're gonna hit partner on Twitch, and I'm like, I don't think so. It's pretty straightforward, right? A lot of people have talked about this many times. People just watch the games for the games. I think that it's something that's hard to explain if you're not the streamer, right? But it's like I recognize that a lot of people who are watching me on Twitch right now, because I'm having like legitimate like natural just 100 viewer nights, but it's not just like, oh, these 100 people follow me and are here to watch me, right? It's like, oh, these 100 people want to watch Monster Train and there's no one else on that's doing what I'm doing right now. Now that's not a bad thing, don't get me wrong, because it isn't a bad thing, period. Like, that's it. I had the same thing with Slay the Spire, the next step, because mostly if you're discovered on Twitch, it's going to be through that, right? People want to watch the game that you're playing. You're the best of the choices for what you're playing. They watch you. The question then becomes, how do you convert those people into people who will watch you anytime? And it's not easy. It's not easy. I've gone through this a little bit with Slay the Spire, right? That's where I started out on. These waves aren't even close, right? This is like this is power. Two military cards of your choice that early in the game is just like an auto win, I'm pretty sure. Even without the economy, right? Because I get to just choose the 2 military cards that destroy this map without any problems. I don't think I should take another military unit loss. Maybe, no, I like really Crossbow Rat. Once you hit that critical mass, Crossbow Rat just actually ruins everything. But it's just that, how do you get people to stick around? It's a question that's hard to answer, but I don't know. I think mainly I aim to do it through like, hey, let's have interesting discussions about, I don't know, whatever you guys want to talk about. Typically I just talk about food, you know, my classic, this is like my conversational theory. There's a few topics that you can always talk about: food, the weather. Are there any others that I can think of off the top? It's like food, the weather, like traffic, but traffic is a little more risky. You kind of gotta know the person a little more. But risky, I say. The reasoning is everyone experiences the weather, more or less. Like, even unless you live in a room with like blackout curtains and you never go outside of that room and have no windows. Basically, if you live in prison, then you might not have a take on the weather. But for the most part, everyone has something to say about the weather because everyone has to experience it. Man, it's been real hot lately. Yeah, I know. Can't wait for this heat wave to die down. Or food is a good one because you just give an opinion on food and then someone else has a different opinion. You just get to argue about that. And, you know, as long as you don't turn the argument malicious, which is really easy to do. Like, you know, just like, oh, if you like blue cheese, you're a bad person. No, wrong. Incorrect way to go about this. I do not like blue cheese. I think that it tastes terrible. Yes, correct. Good way to start. Someone else goes, I love blue cheese, and then I go, you are not human. No, wait, that doesn't seem right. I'm still working on it. You get the idea, though. It's the classic conversation topic, though. Probably you get into it on, because some people, they won't even jump in on that, right? Some people will never jump in. I'm one of those people who will very, very rarely jump in on a discussion unless it's like something that I have a really, really burning take on, I guess. But sorry, I was overtaken for a moment by the desire to yawn. I will still, you know, you still gotta push the conversation. Every now and then you hit something that someone, like, you diversify your discussion topics enough and you'll find something that everyone wants to talk about. I think. Oh, that's interesting. So only, like, they would kill him in one shot, but their attack speed is actually so low that they have to be behind a certain point to take their shot before he charges. That's interesting now, isn't it? Also, how's Crossbow Rat really when you get into the critical mass? Oh, Crossbow Rat kills it. That low reload time plus Banner Rat to just even out that lost attack damage is insane. Like, what an animal. He's just ripping these idiots apart. You can tell it's a good run. Like, this is... I think the hallmarks of having a run that's absolutely crushing it is when I've taken 3 territory expansions. I've gotten a bonus of 24 population just for clicking territory expansion at the end of the boss chest. Or at the end of the boss wave, because I have... like, I don't need anything else. I don't need to take a legendary card to save me. Nothing needs an upgrade. From a military standpoint, we are okay, and we are in such a strong position from a military standpoint that we don't need to build up a crazy economy. However, an interesting thing is when you get ahead like this, you actually get a natural economy because you're able to take so many houses that your tax gets to be really high. Like really, really high. Look at our tax, it's at 22. A baseline tax of 22 is insane. How many houses do we have? 4, that's 11... 15, it's 17. That's crazy. 17 houses. I mean, I'm taking every single house, right? Because I don't need anything else. That's the when it gets good sort of situation here. I like it. Nice. Yeah, this one is like... Navigator occasionally. The cool thing about the Navigator is sometimes you press his hero power and you just auto win the game, right? You get a quest that just wins you the game. There's a lot of them that do it too. I think that getting like a big tax boost early on is really strong if you get something you can take, right? Any of the gain 2,000 gold quests that give you a permanent buff is more or less gonna auto win you, right? It's like gain 2,000 or yeah, gain 2,000 gold for like plus 10 bounty is huge. It may not sound like a lot, but when you think about it, you're going from 2 gold for killing the small goons to like 12 gold, right? Look at that. I think it's 6 or no 8 for these guys, right? So we have a +4 right now. But still, these guys are worth 6, they go up to 16. 10 is a big increase when you look at it. Because of, just because of like the baseline bounties being so low. Now, our boss damage may be questionable, so there is still a chance that I lose this against a big boss. Maybe I should have kept in guards for this fact alone, but I'm not sure. We will see. I'll retake cards if they offer it, but otherwise we'll just live with it. I knew I was redrawing for something, but I couldn't remember what. This will be an interesting one. Can just like pure crossbow banner carry all the way through? I wonder. I kind of feel like it's good to keep the banners because they have attack, right? They'll beat the shit out of this guy. I wonder if there's a way to repair. I don't think so. And the big thing about crossbows is because they are attack pierces, they're just going to kill everything for me. Oh yeah, we have the militia to tank a few hits. The other problem is when he does his AoE attack and just wipes out all my crossbows, but... it's not enough to just one-shot him. It actually does exactly enough to kill militia. That's interesting. Never mind. Having a few militia there to buffer was really nice. Really clean. I wouldn't mind. Like, I'll pick up a frontliner. It's nice to have this run be just 3 cards, but I should pick up something. I'll take a duck. I don't need many ducks, but we'll take a few. Right, we'll just put like 1 or 2 on either side and call it good. Just to be sure, right? Because this is a run that could lose to overconfidence. Skipping something like a Duckling Rider, skipping something like a Guardian, a Longsword, a Shield Rat would just be overconfidence at this point. The only way this run loses is if something with a big AoE attack gets on top of me, which is not impossible to see happen. Hey, what happens if we're against the Owl? And the Owl just like drops in on me? That would be weird, wouldn't it? That would be weird. I think stacking my entire army is also going to be a good thing to do here. 12, 14, okay. But yeah, even these waves I think just, yeah, get one shot. You see this weird like walk animation? I've never noticed that they switch animations when they're walking back after an enemy dies. Probably because they usually are killing the enemy for me. Huh. Interesting. They have a weird like walk cycle to get back to the spawn point. But yeah, I think I've... Oh, one moment. I feel the yawn. There it is. I don't feel like there's a ton for me to really tell you lately. You know, the usual. League of Legends, listen to music, put off all of the things I'm actually supposed to be doing because my time management skills are bad. Play Ratropolis, play Monster Train. Repeat. It's gonna be weird to go back to Slay the Spire. I haven't played that game in like 2 months. I was playing it a little bit last night and I was like, whoa. I think the biggest difference, because I've been playing a ton of Monster Train, right? It's been my stream game. The big difference I noticed is like everything feels so much smaller in Slay the Spire. These ducks don't even get to take their attack. Look at this. Look at how sad. Like all the cards and all of the enemies and just like the interface in general feels so much smaller compared to how it is in Monster Train. I didn't even realize it until I started playing it, right? But it really is like, it feels very tiny. Which is not a bad thing. I do not mind it at all. It's just a readjustment, right? Slay the Spire, I think the Slay the Spire is a classic to say the least. I think it's got something in the range of like 10,000 Steam reviews, right? Something around there. That game is insane. And the number of games that it's inspired is also very nice to see. Ah, it's the turtle. No owl today. That's good. Yeah, see how, because that guy, if he walks up to you there, he gets to just chomp on, like his AoE chomp is a lot of damage, so having these ducks there just to keep him at arm's length is probably enough to save this run for sure. Save this run when we were already winning it. We could have probably gone for a, probably could have gone for a sub 26 or a sub 25 minute run, really, since this one was settled. But I mean, maybe we can get there. I don't think we can clear 7 waves on the forest in 3 minutes. Home cards? Nah. Our economy is our taxes right now. This one is crazy, right? This one has been over since the start. I didn't even need to take steel. I don't even need economy, right? This is the thing. All your economy really needs to be for. When do you not need economy? Your economy is just to make sure you can play your units after a staggering loss. And like I said, we were going to. We have not lost. Like I think the only thing we've lost since I said we wouldn't lose a unit is a few militia. I think we've lost 5 population of militia in this entire run so far. Not this entire run, but since I got crossbow banner. I think in total we've lost like 8 population though. Iron Engineering Advisor? Sure. I don't plan on expanding because we're at the edges. Well, we're not at the edges, we're at 1 away from taking the staging event. I think that's what that's called, staging event. Oh yeah, wow. Sometimes, like, this is definitely one of the stronger runs we've had in a while. Kind of, oh, that's not true. We also lost some guards, right? I just remembered we used to have a bunch of guards to try to survive. Or no, it was on the right side that we lost them. On the left side seems to have survived. Nice, nice, nice. There's no way we get to 25 minutes though. But this is like, this is probably like the sort of run that you could speedrun on. I think if you were trying to speedrun this game for whatever reason, you would want to do it as this character, because that first quest can win you the game. I think that would be my strat, would just be to open adventures repeatedly until you find one that's completable and gives you 2 military cards, because 2 military cards lets you start to fire off waves. Although you would want to get an economy as well, just so you could power them out fast enough, or just a steel combo. Either way. This isn't really a game that I would want to speedrun, I don't think, but it's interesting to think about. I guess speaking of speedrunning, because I did consider speedrunning this game, minor segue, the update for Hades released. I think I might have mentioned this recently, but yeah. I was thinking about doing some of that for YouTube. Just like maybe an episode or 2 to check out the new update. It's got like a new boss and some other things like that seem like fun. I don't know. It's like I don't wanna shift away from Monster Train, because Monster Train is doing really well, and also I'm really enjoying playing it, right? When, the thing is, I guess this is the most important thing about how I, like, do this content stuff, is I'm just gonna do what I want, right? As it is right now. Monster Train is doing very well, but if I ever go like, God, I'm not having fun with this anymore, I'm just gonna play something else. I'm just gonna play a different video game. Because at the end of the day, if I'm not having fun, it's not gonna be good to watch, I don't think. If I'm miserable, then the content's not gonna be very good. Oh, Slinger. Slinger, what are you doing here? You've ruined my perfect 3-card deck. Now I have 4 cards. I had just 3 military cards. How could you do this to me? Hey, if we get removals, I can't now. I was thinking maybe we could just remove every single unit from this deck and have 0 cards winning the game. That would be something that I've never had done before. There's another minor goal to do, right? We've done most everything I can even imagine doing in this game, right? We solved the how do you get that last 10 points of score. Like, how do you get the high score? We've done all the achievements. It really is just, yeah. I mean, there's really not much left to do, right? Doesn't feel that way anyway. Alright. I guess there are some cards I haven't won the game with. Not that it matters. But like, I don't think I've ever won with something like, what have I never won with? What cards in the hours I've played have I never won with? Probably Exiled I've never had a winning run with. Have you seen Exile? Anyone else I can think of? I was gonna say Armored Knight, but we've definitely had a run or two win with Armored Knight. I think most of the I guess Bandit probably has never been in a winning run. Yeah, Bandit's never been in a winning run. Oh, you know, the other thing I should tell you about is the, that written guide I've been working on. It would be done if I wasn't so, unmotivated lately. I'm still working on it. It'll get there eventually, I hope, but, you know, I'm taking my time with it. I'm not trying to force myself to do it, because if I force myself, it's gonna kind of be half-assed. I imagine, anyway. So, it'll be here when it's here, but, you know, let's get one Slinger down. Just for completion's sake. May as well use all the cards we got. It's so weird to watch the damage numbers fluctuate. Like, I think the Bannerets do actually have an attack. Where the hell are they? Oh, there they are. I don't think they're gonna get there in time. I don't know, are we gonna win the turtle fight? This one's gonna be close. Oh no, there go all my militia, we're done for. It's doomed. The thing is, the big danger fighting the turtle is that he stacks up a bunch of units, which is why crossbow just hard counters him, right? Ah, the other banners have arrived. Nice. Oh, cool. 141 population, and I didn't do, like, that's 141 population purely from taking every house and every territory expansion. I think we skipped one territory expansion. Every single house, 40 population from the events. That's just a natural 141. Hey, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed, leave me a like. Subscribe if you want to see more. I will see you in the next one. Have a good one.